What does it mean when you're going really well with your ex? Things are going pretty well, but they just don't like the idea of labels. That's what we're going to be talking about in this video. Hey there, it's Clay with modernlove.life. And in this video, we are going to be talking about labels, what it means when your ex doesn't want a label, all that sort of stuff. Now, of course, there is an important caveat here. There's a couple different scenarios that could cause your ex to not want labels. I've worked with people for a while, and many times I'll get interacting with someone and they're in a pretty severe crisis mode here. Obviously very panicked because they're going through this breakup, they want to be back together again, and they're really pushing for their ex to say, yeah, we can be boyfriend and girlfriend again, or something along those lines. Now, obviously, in this sort of case, there's not that emotional connection in place. This person is very outcome focused. This person is very attached to outcome. This person is really just kind of wanting the external result of the label, but there's not a whole lot of preparation work that would lead up to that point that's been taking place. And so when this happens, obviously your ex isn't going to be very receptive to a label. They're not going to say, yeah, we can be back together again. Yeah, we can be in a relationship again. They're probably going to actually be pulled back from this. They're probably not going to want to get closer to you as a result of this, and they may pull away. What you want to do if you're in this place is to look at where this drive for a label is coming from. Many times it's a reflection of your own insecurity or maybe your quest to find some security. Admittedly, I understand. You're going through this breakup, you're in this challenging situation. Your life was probably upended just seemingly out of nowhere, and you want to have some sort of sense of security because it's like, okay, the other day I'm in this great relationship, I feel like I have this good foundation to build my life on, then something happens and now I don't even have this relationship. I don't even know where to plant my feet at the end of the day. And that's totally understandable. But as long as this quest for a label is coming out of a place of insecurity within you, you're essentially projecting out the energetic level of insecurity. And as long as you do this, you're going to get the results of insecurity, no matter how it comes out. Now, there's all these people out there that say, yeah, say this, do that, send this magic text message, all that sort of stuff. We all know that doesn't work. And the reason why it doesn't work is because it's just sort of masking that insecurity. It's just something to put on top of the insecurity. It doesn't change the fact that you're feeling insecure, because when you're feeling insecure, it's going to come out no matter how you do it, no matter how you try to hide it. Just like with any other way of being, it's going to come out no matter how hard you try to hide it. Whether it's a negative way of being, like anxiety or anger or something like that, or even a positive way of being. If you're genuinely in a good mood and genuinely in good spirits, you can say all sorts of things and it's going to land really well. People are just going to pick up on the fact that you're in a good mood and in good spirits, and that's going to shine through. Your way of being will always shine through. And so it's important for you to look at maybe why you might be feeling insecure or anxious and start to say, okay, what if I can work through that, deal with that knot first, and then after that, potentially this whole label thing will start to resolve itself. Because as you start to feel more secure and grounded yourself, as you start to feel more calm yourself, you'll probably start to exude less of this, potentially needy kind of energy about you, and then that's going to shift the kind of dynamic or the kind of result that you start to get from your ex or your partner or other people in your life. So that's the first thing. Now, of course, if this breakup is not particularly recent and you've gotten your emotions under control, you're in a pretty good spot emotionally and all that stuff, but you're still getting this kind of experience, then something else might be going on. Like if you're actually building that emotional connection, something else is probably going on in this case. And what we want to do here is we want to say, okay, have we been building this emotional connection steadily for a while? Has this been sort of organically moving forward? Like, okay, we've been maybe seeing each other for, a couple of weeks, couple months. We've been consistently getting better connection, better communication, where we see each other as being on the same team, all of that sort of stuff. And if this is what's happening, then okay, you're probably doing a pretty good job of keeping that connection steady and strong and consistent over this period of time. But your ex may have some degree of hesitation or concern that's holding them back, which causes them to not want to label. If that's the case, then we simply want to flip this around and do what we'd call taking on the curious stance, where instead of trying to say, oh, they don't want to label, what do we do? Is it because I'm not good enough? Is it because I'm not pretty enough? Is it because I'm not attractive enough? Is it because there's someone else in your life? Is it because that person that I always hated is whispering in their ear about how terrible I am? Is it because they read some book that says, once someone breaks up, it's called a breakup for a reason. Once you break up, it's broken up for good. Who knows, right? We don't want to just sort of open up this Pandora's box of every possible concern and fear that you might have. What we want to do is we want to zero in on the actual specific concern that they might be having. And so for this, what we want to do is take on the curious stance and just ask them a question like, oh, hey, it seems like you don't feel comfortable about being in a relationship right now. Is there something going on that would cause you to feel that way? And now they have the opportunity to step forward and clarify this. Now they have the opportunity to step forward and give you an actual meaningful answer rather than you getting to entertain this unending, nonstop train of insecurities and horrors and things that you don't want. Based off of what they say, it is going to give you a certain degree of clarity. Like, oh yeah, I'm concerned that things are going to go back to the way they were. Or I don't know, I'm just not sure if I'm in a place right now where I want a relationship. Or whatever it is that they might say. But at least now we know what the main thing is. Maybe they just need a little bit more trust building so that they can actually start to see, okay, well, maybe now I actually trust you a little bit more. Maybe I could see us getting back together. Maybe we actually can put a label on this. Or maybe if they just don't feel comfortable about a relationship, okay, what does being in a relationship mean to you? Like maybe you think it means you have to be like at your partner's beck and call all the time and you're busy, you're spread thin, you have a lot of things going on, you don't think you have time for that. But what if being in a relationship with me was just totally chill and relaxed and I didn't need you to constantly be, taking care of all of my emotions for me? That can also be really helpful as well too. But we have to start by getting clear first before we just start panicking and saying like, oh my goodness, they don't want a label. What does that mean? So anyway, what do you think? Go ahead and share your experience with your ex not wanting a label in the comments section below. Why do you think your ex doesn't want a label? Go ahead and share it down below and we can go ahead and get the discussion started. Anyway, if you want to learn more about how to connect with your ex on an emotional level so that you can create that strong emotional bond, please make sure you check out this video playlist over here on advanced relational skills. Anyway, take care and I'll talk to you next time.